Okay, next thing we're going to work on. This is the last thing for this whole unit, or this whole chapter, okay? So we're on lesson 8.3, so chapter 8.3. And the last one we're going to talk about is volume of spheres. Excuse me. Volume of spheres, okay? Can anyone tell me, what does a sphere look like? What's an example of a sphere?
That little orange thing.
A solid circle.
A solid circle. So kind of like, this is my breakfast. This is an orange. Okay, so like an orange. Yes, that's my breakfast. I have a couple of them. What else can you think of that's a sphere?
Your head.
Like a baseball. Your head is not a sphere because it's not completely round. A soccer ball. The world. Yes, the earth.
What was that?
That.
The sun.
That is actually not a sphere, but we are going to talk about that.
An eyeball.
We're going to get there. An eyeball, yes, thank you. Okay, main thing you need to know here, listen, is the volume of a sphere. The formula for this is volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. 4/3 pi r cubed. There is no height. No. I don't like this fraction. You guys don't like this fraction? I'm sorry.
We should just make up a new one.
Okay, so the volume of a sphere is volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, so if I ask you to, for example number 1, find the volume of this sphere. Okay, write it down, please. And I'm going to ask you to round to the nearest what? Probably. Right. Round to the nearest tenth. So 1 decimal place. Okay. The way that we draw a sphere, kind of, is you draw a circle. Ish. And then we draw, like, the back dotted and the front like a oval. It's a sphere, okay? Guys.
I think they're really good circles. Just kidding.
Great. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to tell you that the radius is 3 inches. And that is all I'm telling you about this sphere. That is the only measurement you get.
Why?
That's the only thing you need.
Wow.
You can't put a height on it.
There is no height on a sphere because the radius,
I get it now.
the radius is the height like all the way around.
Yeah.
So for this one, this is exactly, it's an exact circle, okay, but it's kind of like a square, so it's even all the way around. So we don't have to worry about the height because the height is really the same thing as the radius.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that inside of the building?
3 inches.
What's the, you made like another one.
Oh, this is just showing you that it's 3-dimensional. That's my attempt at showing 3-dimension. Okay, so find the volume of this sphere. So volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. So we're going to plug this in. 4/3 times pi times what's my radius?
3.
3 cubed. So what is 3 cubed?
9.
3 cubed.
27.
3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So we're going to have 4 times pi times 27 over 3. Can you do any cross canceling here?
Yes.
What can cross cancel? 3 and 27. Okay, this becomes a 1. This becomes a 9. Then if you multiply this through, we get that the volume is equal to 4 times 9 is 36 pi. Or if you work this out on your calculator, so if I asked you for the answer in terms of pi, listen, in terms of pi, it would be 36 pi. If you actually multiply it out, we would get 113 point what?
1.
0.1, okay? Nearest tenth means you round up, so 113.1, and this would be inches cubed, okay? Inches cubed.
So any of those would be.
I'm saying 4 times 9 is 36.
So either of those would be the right answer.
Most of the time I'm going to ask you for this answer, but I'm saying if all of your answers were in terms of pi. So if all the answers had pi in them, that would be the right one. This is just, this multiplied together gives you 113.1. Okay, questions on how I did that?
Nope.
Wait, can you move
These
it
are
up?
easy. Can we just do like 2?
Good. We're not going to do that many. Okay, for example number 2, I want you to find the volume of Mrs. Coon's orange. We're going to find the volume of my breakfast today, and then I'm going to eat it. Okay, find the volume of my orange. So, what do I need to know?
The radius.
The radius, okay? And we're going to round to the nearest tenth. Round to nearest tenth. Yeah, we're going to measure my orange.
That's weird.
Why is that weird?
We're measuring an orange. That is very like.
Wait, you can't measure an orange?
That's nerdy.
That's nerdy?
Yeah, who measures an orange?
I want to measure an orange if I want to find out the volume. Okay, so my orange is equal to, the volume is, let's see,
It looks
the
like
diameter is 8. Okay, so if the diameter is equal to 8, diameter 8 centimeters. Okay, if I have a diameter of 8 centimeters. What I need here is, don't you touch my orange. So here, the volume is equal to 4/3 times pi radius cubed. So what is the radius if the diameter is 8?
4.
The diameter is 8, the radius is half of that, so it would be 4. So 4/3 times pi times 4 cubed. What part would you do first here? The exponent. So this is going to be 4/3 times pi times, what is 4 cubed? 64. If you multiply this together, what's 4 times 64? 256. So 256 times pi over 3. Then you can actually work that out. Okay, so if you do that on your calculator, 256 times pi divided by 3 is equal to 268.1, and this is in what? Centimeters cubed. Okay, so the volume of my orange is 268.1 centimeters cubed.
In this problem, do we have to put the cube?
You do need to write the cube part, yes, because you multiplied 3 parts together. Say it again. Can I move it up? Yes. Okay, we're almost done. We only have like 1 more. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. We have 2 more. Oh, you'll be fine. Kelsey, are you good? Veronica, are you good? Ready? I'm sorry. Okay. Hey, we're waiting for people. Good. We're going to keep going in just a second. I realized there was something else on here, so we need to do 2 more. Okay, last one. Or, sorry, 2 more. Sorry. Example number 3. And then I'm going to give you time to work. Okay, listen, guys. Okay, if I tell you a beach ball has a diameter. Beach ball has a diameter of 12 inches. Okay, beach ball has a diameter of 12 inches. A pump can inflate. So like you went to the store, you bought a beach ball, then you also have a pump, and you know that a pump can inflate the ball at a rate, oh my goodness, of 325 cubic inches per minute. You're gonna be fine.
This is great. So we have to round to the nearest.
We want to know how long All these words. How long will it take to inflate the ball?
2 hours.
Really?
Like 10 minutes.
3 hours.
2 minutes.
Again, round to the nearest 10.
Oh, yeah. 4.5.
Huh?
2 hours.
So we have a beach ball we bought at the store. It has a diameter of 12 inches. Okay, so if you draw your beach ball, you don't have to.
I'm not drawing that.
You don't have to. That's a beach ball. Okay? Hey. It has a diameter of 12 inches. It's not a good picture of a beach ball. Okay? So we want to figure out, first we have to figure out what the volume is. Then we have to divide by the rate. So how do we find the volume of this beach ball?
Use the formula.
The formula is 4/3 pi r cubed. So we're going to do 4/3 times pi times, what's the radius here?
6.
Radius is 6 cubed. So first you want to find 6 cubed. It's back on the wall if you need to see it. So this is going to be 4/3 times pi times what's 6 cubed?
36.
Not 36. 216. Remember, we're not doing squared, we're doing cubed.
I know.
What would you do next? Multiply. Okay? So 4 times 216 times pi divided by 3. So we're going to do 4 times 216 times pi and divide by 3. So the volume of this is equal to 904 point what? 904.8 cubic inches. So inches cubed. Now to figure out how long would it, so if I need to inflate this much, and this pump can do 325 inches per minute, what do you do with these two numbers? Divide them. Okay, so divide the volume divided by how much it can do in 1 minute. So divided by 325.
Jesus Christ.
So if you divide this by 325, you can use a calculator. We would get what? 2 point what?
8.
8 what? It would take 2.8 minutes. Okay, 2.8 minutes. Not cubed. Yeah, no, no labels here. Questions on how I did that?
Oh, no more.
No.
One
we
more.
have another
Yeah.
No more.
No. 2.8 minutes. What? Girl, I know. I've had 2 already. I'll have a C-section, so you still have it.
You're going to have a C-section? Why? Cutting open your stomach.
Yeah, I'm aware. Thank you.
You're not gonna
Oh, she's all
Okay, last one. Example number 4. We can talk about this after we're done with notes. Okay, next I want you to find the volume. Find the volume of a hemisphere.
Oh, gee.
Find the volume of a hemisphere
Great.
with a radius of 9.5 feet. Again, round to nearest 10.
I'm just gonna abbreviate it.
Already started doing that.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's almost always to the nearest 10th for this unit.
Tell.
So, first off, so a sphere is like a whole ball or a whole orange, okay? What would a hemisphere be?
Kind of simple.
Huh?
Half of it?
Half of it, okay? So if it's cut in half, okay? So think of, so a hemisphere, the best way I can draw it, and this is not going to be good, is kind of like a bowl, like that, okay? Like a bubble.
Cereals.
Like a cereal bowl, exactly. That's round on the
Or
bottom.
just a regular
I'm
bowl.
drawing cereal.
Yes.
Not a cereal bowl, just a regular. Well, maybe I want to be creative. Or maybe you want to be creative.
I'm drawing cereal in it.
Oh no, not me.
Don't forget the spoon in the milk.
I'm not good at this. Okay, so can anyone else think of something that would be in the shape of a hemisphere? A bowl, half of an orange, thank you.
Half of a sphere.
If you've ever, half of a sphere, yes. If you guys have ever seen my heating dish thing, the bottom here is a hemisphere. Okay, so the bottom is a hemisphere, or like just
That's a hemisphere.
the front is a hemisphere.
Wait, that thing itself is a hemisphere if you took
Right.
everything out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If I took the cage part off, this is the hemisphere.
Oh, Richard. This is good.
Why is it so cold in here?
Okay, so let's find the volume of this hemisphere. So,
Is it the same?
would you agree that so we know the volume of a whole sphere is what?
4/3
Volume is 4/3
pi
r
cubed.
cubed. If I want to find half of that, what would you do?
divided by 2.
Multiply by, divide by 2 or multiply by 1/2. Okay? So we're going to do this whole thing divided by
2.
2.
Thank God.
So you're going to use the exact same formula. You just have to remember to divide by 2 at the end. So I'm not even going to make you do a different formula. Just do the whole thing divided by 2. So if I plug this in, 4/3 times pi, what's your radius?
Don't know. Wait, did you give it to us?
9.5.
Okay.
9.5 cubed. Then at the end, we're going to divide by 2. So you can use a calculator for this. First, we want to do 9.5 cubed. So 9.5 cubed
867 points.
is, and then I'm going to multiply by 4, and I'm going to multiply it by pi, and I'm going to divide by 3. So this gives you 3591.4 feet cubed. That's the volume of the whole sphere.
Then divided by 2. Right?
Volume of whole sphere. Yes. If that's the volume of the whole sphere, how do I find just half of it?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2. Okay? If you divide that by 2, we get 1795.7 feet cubed. Okay, so this is the volume
Okay, I'm done.
of the hemisphere.
I'm relaxing.
Okay, so make sure you read the question to find out if you're finding the whole volume of the sphere or the volume of just the hemisphere. Homework for this is going to be on page 609. You are doing numbers 1 through 12 and 16 through 29. Make sure you write it down.
Just text